Welcome to the Idea Forge online workshop space. In this video, you will learn how to wind and load a bobbin. First, you'll want to gather these supplies. For those of us that don't know yet, this is a bobbin. It's essentially a mini spool that will supply the bottom thread of your seams. To wind a bobbin, you'll want to make sure that you match the thread for the rest of your project. That way the seams will be the same color on both sides. You'll want to wind a few loops by hand first. However, don't wind the entire bobbin by hand. These machines actually have a very nice feature that'll wind it for you. These specific machines have a bobbin winding peg. When you push it all the way to the right, it will switch the machine into bobbin winding mode, like this. This will allow you to wind the bobbin without moving the needle up and down. Note the direction that it spins. Returning to our bobbin and thread, push the bobbin onto the peg, oriented such that it winds in the same direction as the first few turns. Then, lace the thread around the screw on the opposite side of the machine. Finally, place the spool onto the post seen here. Secure the spool using this disc. Once secured, the setup should look something like this. Start winding slowly to make sure that the thread doesn't immediately tangle under the bobbin winding base. Just like that. Oh well, now I guess I'll just show you how to fix it. Since accidents do happen, simply use a slotted or flathead screwdriver to carefully pry the gray bobbin winding base up off of the post and untangle the thread underneath. Make sure to pry from the very bottom of the base, closest to the post, rather than the blade sections. Oh, yeah, by the way, each of those little slots is a blade. Seems a bit excessive to me, but it makes it really easy to cleanly cut the thread when you're done winding the bobbin. Make sure to fill your bobbin enough for your project without overfilling and wasting extra thread. You'll get a feel for this over time, but for now, just keep an eye on your bobbin as you sew to make sure it doesn't run out accidentally. With a full bobbin in hand, it's time to explore its little cave. All sewing machines are slightly different, but for the machines at the Idea Forge, the full bobbin goes right here. Now, the information that I'm about to share with you will save you from a lot of troubleshooting later on, so take it slow and pause the video as you need. Alright everybody, copy me. Hold your bobbin in front of you with a few inches of thread unwound below it. Flip your bobbin as needed to make it a P and not a Q, like this. An easy way to remember the proper orientation for your bobbin is P for perfect, Q for questionable. We always want our bobbins to be perfect. With our bobbin oriented correctly, remove the cover and lay your bobbin in the slot while holding the thread tail. Holding the center in place, feed the tail under the tiny metal bit here, as well as the larger metal flat spring out here. Follow the arrows around with the tail, cutting off the excess at the end. Now all that's left is to close the bobbin in its home by popping the cover back on. Nice! That is a properly loaded bobbin. As I mentioned earlier, until you get a feel for it, practice popping the cover off periodically and checking how much thread you have left in between seams. It'll save you from getting through an entire seam only to realize that the bobbin ran out and you'll have to start over. To learn next steps in getting you ready to sew, click here to go to the Idea Forge Intro to Sewing playlist. If you have any questions about the material covered in this video, the Idea Forge in general, or for other sewing help, visit our website at colorado.edu/ideaforge. Or find us in the Fleming building. Thanks for watching.